Hi folks, welcome back to the Hoard. So, and for folks who use centigrade, it's about 0. I got snow coming. Had some snow flurries on and off today. Ground is frozen, right? You can hear it as I walk. Right, you hear that crunchy. So it's time to fire up the snowblower. Now I want to start this thing, and I wanted to give you guys a cold start video, but didn't do any good because it wasn't starting. So I pulled the plug, and sure enough, it was flooded. I cleaned the plug up and turned it over without the spark plug in it to dry it out, and this is what it has for a spark plug. I don't know how much luck you guys have had. My experience is typically once these flood, these plugs are about shot. So what I did was I turned the choke off, and it has an electric starter on it. So I had the choke off, full throttle. I was turning it over, and I gave it a couple of hoots of starting fluid, and she fired right up. I let it run for a while and all that. This thing doesn't have a gas turn off, so it has a tendency for nastiness to get into the carburetor. I did put some sea foam in it and some stabilizer and all that. And I ran it through, and I typically run stabilized gas in it, but even with that, I'd rather run them out. Anyhow, so now it's been sitting for a few hours while I've been cutting up some firewood. So I just wanted to bring you guys outside. This is cold, as in it's not hot, right? I mean, this is very cold to the touch. Let's see what she does. Well, that's a good sign. I turned the choke off. I figured it's better to let it lean out and shut down. So I'm happy. I'm not sure who makes these engines. They look like a Honda clone. So they're probably the same people who make the Predator and everybody else's engine. I think you guys remember, or maybe not, I picked up that load of wood by the side of the road. Well, all the stuff that was loose and kind of on the ground, I got out of here. And I've been kind of cutting it up and splitting it. It's actually very relaxing, to pick up a piece and bring it over here and cut it in half. You can see the dust. Got my electric chainsaw. This was one of those flea market deals. It was cheap. But it cuts good, obviously, right? You guys can see the size of the flakes. Right, compared to my finger. Those are nice flakes. So I've been, kind of cutting a little wood. That pile of wood there. Shoot. Barely a day, if a day. Call it a day's worth of wood. I burned, maybe a day, then I could get started on a second day. I just wanted to get some wood into the house, just in case we get a storm. Today I had to break down and fire up the oil furnace. Right, last year I only ran it for 2 weeks at the end of January for the entire year last year. I used the heat pump and the pellet stove. It's just, we've been getting some, like last night it went down to 15 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's, it's okay near the pellet stove or the heat pump, but as you get further from those things, it gets cold, right? My heat pump and my pellet stove are both in this room here. That's the sunroom, but that room, and they do a good job heating that room, and they do a pretty decent job. This is the dining room, and in front of the house is the kitchen. It does pretty good there, but the staircase isn't until over there, right? And then the 4 bedrooms upstairs, they really don't get all that much heat from the heat pump. I guess it was about 55 degrees upstairs this morning. I mean, for me that's fine, but it's making the wife cranky, and we really don't want the wife to be too cranky. So I had to turn on the hot water baseboard, oil fired. Hey, you can only go so far, eh? Folks, I really want to thank you all for watching and commenting and subscribing. Please remember to keep your feet down, keep your head up, and please get out there. Enjoy all your days. Bye now, folks.